Welcome back to Mass Appeal. What should parents and potential students do when they visit colleges? Joining us with important tips for parents and for students, we have college admissions consultant Paul Hempel. Paul, why do people tend to visit the colleges, and what's so important about this visit?
The visit is really to get a feel for the campus. In other words, you want to try before you buy. And that's strictly for cosmetic purposes so that you have a sense of comfort. You need to have your student have a comfort zone in which he's going to survive and thrive and enjoy the environment. If they don't have that, then obviously it's not going to work. So visiting a college campus is vital to the whole process.
So you might want to go to the best school in the world, but you'll realize soon enough when you visit it, it might not necessarily be for you.
That is correct.
Now, you've come up with the golden number, because when parents and kids go to visit a school, they shouldn't spend the whole time together. You've come up with the golden number, though, of the amount of feet that people should spend distance-wise.
Oh, yeah, I spent years figuring this out.
And?
And the golden number is you should stay behind your student 5,280 feet.
And that's pretty much a mile.
Actually, it's kind of a joke, but the point is that you really want to distance yourself from your student so that your student gets a real sense as to the environment. Trust the gut of your child, because if he comes off that campus, no matter what you think of it, if he doesn't like it, go with that. If he comes back and says, you know, I wouldn't send my pet rat to this college, you need to trust that.
Well, because at the end of the day, the parents aren't the ones that are spending 4 years at the school, it's the kid.
That's right.
The nice part is, though, you send your child off footloose and fancy-free to go exploring the college. It also gives parents time to get a lot of the questions answered that you can't read about in the guidebooks or by calling the admissions staff. What are some important questions that parents should be asking to students, current enrolled students, when they're at the school?
Oh, that's great. The two basic questions you need to be asking are these. The first one is, what do you like about this college? And of course, every student is going to validate how intelligent they are by telling you that they chose this college because blah, 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 blah. But after that, you want to ask the killer question, and that is, what don't you like about this school? And you want to be careful of the flip answer, because you might have a student say, well, you know, my laundry machine only takes quarters. Or I can't get enough mustard for my hot dog on Fridays at the cafeteria.
Yeah, tough problems, big issues. But you want to really hold them to a good answer. Don't let them off easy.
Exactly. Don't let them off easy. Say, look, nothing's perfect. I would really appreciate an honest answer, and the chances are excellent you're going to get it.
What building should you go to? How should you get around the school? And what tips might you have for kids when you let them loose to go explore a college? Are there certain keystones and things that you should look for?
Well, one of the things that a student ought to do to his parents is say, look, why don't you go your way and let me go mine. I'll ask the questions of students, and on your own you ask the questions of students, and then after 2 hours let's meet back here and let's compare notes. Now, while the student is walking around, I would suggest he walk into the admissions office. Don't spend a lot of time there. Just introduce yourself. Ask for a business card from someone who works in the admissions office, who's an admissions person, not an intern, but an admissions person, and get that business card and say, you know, I'd like to correspond with you from time to time if I have any questions as I'm researching your school.
Well, that's a great idea, too. And if the parents are there, it looks kind of like the parents are pushing it. But if the kids do it on their own accord,
correct.
To an admissions counselor, if it were me, I'd say that kid's got some gusto.
Exactly. And the parents should never be in the admissions office with a student. Ever.
Huh. See, okay, this is a good tip. Now, a great thing, people might be able to congregate and maybe do it in the school's dining hall. So when the parents and the kids come back together, because I've always found the dining hall is the hub of student activity at most colleges.
It is, and it's a perfect place to meet with students, and you can really get a lot of information. You don't want to talk to a college official, a college professor, because basically you're going to get answers to questions that they want you to hear. They're always in selling mode.
That's true, because they just want to get you to spend a whole lot of money to go to their pricey institution.
Correct.
Now, there's a certain time of year when you absolutely should not visit a college. What time of year is that?
Right now.
Right now. So if you're planning a college visit for today, don't plan it. Now,
exactly.
Why is that, though?
Well, because if you're going to really experience the culture of the college campus, the ups and downs of the everyday grind, you want to be on campus when the students are there. And the students are going to be there, of course, from September through May. I was going to say April because they're graduating sooner. But that's the time to be talking to them. You don't want to be there in the summertime unless you're lost going on vacation somewhere.
So, and how many schools should you try to get to? As many different colleges as you can in this time, even some that are maybe out of your ability level, or schools that people would call their safety schools?
Well, the only time you're going to be visiting campuses that you're not sure where you're going to be attending college is to get a sense of the size, the geography, the topography, whether you want to attend college in a city or you want to attend college in a country. Once you get those little requirements out of the way, then you start seriously determining what colleges you really want to apply to. And then you want to visit those colleges as well.
Great tip. So, Paul, maybe just visit a couple to get a sense of, are you a city boy, a country boy, you're a big school, small school person, and then from there, start using these tips. It's a pleasure having you here.
Same here.
Thank you so much. I always learn something every time you're here, and if you want more information, just go to mymassappeal.com a little bit later today.